think of it. God had a son he loved, a son who gave him incredible pleasure. That son died. Think of it. God knows what it is to experience the death of a child. That means that he can identify with you in your suffering.
Mm.
Just talk more about that. How incredible.
Yeah. I think one of the most amazing things about our God, and I think it's one of the most underrated and undermentioned, is our God's humility. He condescends. He walks in the garden with his people. He comes and he lives in a tent with them in the desert.
Mm.
He takes on, he sends his son to take on flesh, to become like us in every way so that he can sympathize with all of our experiences and temptation. He makes up his residence. He takes up his residence in our hearts. Who is like that God? That he comes and is with his people, and the clearest revelation of his glory is in him knowing and experiencing the life and suffering of his people in Jesus.
Mm.
John in a different gospel says that, he is, no one, he says, that Jesus has come and he's full of grace and truth. Those are the two words that the Lord summarizes his glory to Moses when he says, "Let me see your glory." And he says, "No one can see my glory and live. I'll hide you in the cleft of the rock." And he doesn't get to see God's glory, but God narrates it.
Mm.
And he's full of steadfast love and faithfulness, grace and truth. And then John says, no one has ever seen his glory, but Jesus is the exegesis of the Father. We have seen his glory. And his glory is that he so identifies with us. And so here's a Father, God the Father, who sends his eternal Son, the second person of the Trinity, into a world that is broken and cursed. And the Son goes willingly to take on human nature with all of its temptations, with all of its pain, with all of its suffering. He's the Father that sends his Son into that vineyard, knowing that the workers are going to put him to death. He is a God who has seen, in our town we just had a shooting at a sister church, tragic loss of life. And our church had our own prayer service to grieve this and lament this, and we used a reading from Douglas McKelvey's book, Every Moment Holy, Volume 2.
These are wonderful volumes.
It is. And he has this reading, I'd never read it before, where he says essentially the same thing, but I hadn't thought about it this way. I thought about God losing a child, and I thought about miscarriage. But he has a reading for those who have lost a loved one in an act of violence. And he says, you know what it is to lose a child to an act of violence. You watched your son die through violence. And what father would ever send his son to do that?